Welcome back. In today's design segment, we're comparing two apartments for Charles and Barbara, a professional couple who are considering a move from their family home in suburban Chicago after their son leaves to go off to school. They've narrowed their choices down to two apartments in Lincoln Park at 2520, and we're going to have a look at those right now. Here's the front website. We can see the building as it's
I thought
projected.
it was a reuse because it looks like an older building,
Yes.
but it's a new building.
No,
so
it is a new building, and it's actually not yet been built. The site for it is right there.
Right.
This side looks over the North Pond and out to the lake, and this side looks to the city. One of the units is here, and the other unit is on this side.
Okay.
Right there. Here's the first unit, Unit B2. It's the one that's 2.5 bathrooms, and we gave it a score of 19 out of 20.
Yeah, to be honest, I think it's actually a really well-designed unit. I think all the spaces are very proportional. I really like the bedrooms. You know, I really like how you come into this unit. I like having this little vestibule with the laundry and the powder room. I think it's nice. Kitchen's great. I mean, I think the proportion is good. The only thing that bugs me is I think that the living dining space is a bit tentative, a bit squishy, and I think that the dining table really suffers. And I don't know if I would give the dining the point in this because I think it's really tight, and I can't sort of see, I don't really like it when the dining and the living are right smack next to each other in that space. So that's the only thing that I would say is criticism.
No, I agree with you. I really think it's a very nice entrance. The kitchen is fabulous.
Yeah, it's the scale of it's great.
Yeah, it really is nice. And it's got the two-master configuration with that guest bathroom. It's interesting to compare that with the next house, because the next one has got 2 bathrooms, but it has that den space, and it's slightly larger. So we've got a little bit bigger space, and we also gave it 19 out of 20, and I bet everybody knows why it lost 1 point.
Yeah, we lost the point because of the den. I mean, I think that having the study area off the entry like that and that ill-defined space right opposite the washer and dryer, it's one of those conditions that we try to avoid because there's no natural light. It just feels like it's sort of tucked into the corner, feels left over in plan, and for a bigger unit, you'd hope that they would be able to do a better job on this. I think the one thing that this one does have going for it is the proportion is now right for having both a living room grouping and a dining furniture grouping in the same space without feeling like they're on top of each other or tangent to each other. So I think that's better.
I agree, and I think that they've also done a good job of getting rid of the powder room. From an environmental point of view, nice to not have that, particularly if it's just going to be a couple living there. They're not going to have the full-time other use for that bedroom. I like the way that has this little alcove here so that you can use it as both an ensuite when it's being used, when the bedroom's being used, and also as a guest bath when it's not being used. I have to also say I like the outdoor living space.
It's nice to have it shared. It is nice to have it sort of clefted into the corner because it's not sticking out, and it's also shared between the bedroom and the living dining space.
On the downside, this one doesn't have quite as nice an entrance.
No, it's pretty tight. It's pretty tight.
It is still an entry space, but it's a little more minimal. The other is more elegant.
Absolutely.
So, which one are you going to choose?
I'm going to choose the first one because for me, I think that study space is an issue in this plan, and it feels kind of wasted. And I think that for the square footage, this one is more square footage, and obviously it's going to be more expensive. And I think that I would choose the first one because I think you get more bang for your buck in that one.
Well, I'm going to disagree, and I'm going to
What a shocker. John Brown's disagreeing with me.
I'm going to suggest that our clients choose the second one.
Really?
Yes. Now, because I'm assuming that the den is just going to disappear and it's going to become
a plant storage area?
No,
I think it's for wagon wheels?
I think it's going to become a much more elegant entry.
Okay.
Which is what it really should have been in the first place. I do like the fact that there's only the 2 bathrooms. I don't think a couple needs to have 2.5 bathrooms in a unit like this.
No, that's a good point.
If you say you had someone living with you full time and both bedrooms were being used, then I think it would make sense. And I think that the living, dining, kitchen space is just a little more elegant in this unit. I think it's a little more livable, and given that they're going to be spending a lot of time there, I just think that.
I think this is a tough decision today, so I'm very curious to hear what the viewers think, and I'd like to see what your comments are on the site, which one you would choose, and do you agree with John or do you agree with me?
Agree with me.